Kharji thought, a few characteristics. So this thought is extremely literalist. But obviously, as I said, literalism can lead to many different stances and worldviews. It doesn't have to end up in Kharjism. But they were literalist. The second important thing is they are idealists. That's why they can't differentiate between the word and reality, ideal and reality. So idealist is the one who think that there won't be any distance between the ideal and the reality. The ideals would be implemented 100%. A realist, on the other hand, is the one who doesn't care about ideals. Just want to make sure that things on the ground are implemented. So realism and idealism go hand in hand. On the other hand, revolutionary, for example, is the one who doesn't take her eyes off ideals, but also realizes that ideals will always be implemented imperfectly. There can't be any perfection in this world. That's why we have paradise. We are not here to create paradise. We can't create a paradise. We just try our best to implement the ideals we have in reality, but there will always be a distance between reality and ideals. And the main thing is we're always trying to get close to the ideals. But ideals are, by definition, can never be reality. They are there to guide your actions in implementing a plan, for example. So that's the second thing. But obviously, in order to be idealist, you don't have to be a Kharji. Idealism can lead to many different views, but this is part of their views. So first is they are literalists, second is they are idealists, and the third, which actually distinguishes them from all other, they're anarchists. They're anarchists in the sense that they think that institutions and humans shouldn't rule. What should rule is the ideals. But obviously this will lead to anarchy because ideals can't rule on their own. They rule through humans and they rule through institutions. So Kharjism is anarchism. And that anarchism is manifested in idealism and in rejection of institutions. So in this case, the rejection of Al-Khilafat al-Rashida, the institution of Khilafat al-Rashida, the rightly guided government and state. So I think these are three main characteristics of the old Kharjism. But when we go to neo-Kharjism, we have all these three things there: literalism, at least idealism, and anarchism. Neo-Kharjis obviously are not necessarily like old Kharjis. The old Kharjis were activists, jihadis. But you don't have to be activist Kharji to be Kharji. Extreme activists they were actually. But their activism was all geared towards destroying institutions because, as anarchists, they didn't want any institutions, basically. So that's why they were a destructive force. But today's neo-Kharjism actually manifests in non-action, extreme passivity, for whatever reason. Because that extreme passivity might be because people find themselves helpless, and activism is, or jihad, for example, comes with high price personal. Or you can be pacifist because you are basically the agent of the currently ruling system. So you don't want anything to do with any struggle to overcome and overthrow those systems. So you content yourself, or you make up arguments for yourself and for others, so that you don't have to involve in activism. And so neo-Kharjism is actually in manifestation exactly the opposite of the old Kharjism, but that doesn't mean that that is not Kharjism, because the basic characteristics are the same, and their basic loyalty to anarchism and their basic distaste of institution is the same, but it works differently. And obviously, Kharjism always serves anti-Islamic forces, intentionally or unintentionally, because once Khilafah al-Rashida was deconstructed, then obviously it was a great gift to the forces of evil and non-Islamic. Similarly, if you discredit today the struggle to overcome imperialism and their allies in the Muslim world, then that's a great news for America and its allies, and to the ruling capitalist system. So, but today in this session we basically covered the old Kharji thought, but inshallah in the next one we'll try to be a bit more specific about the neo-Kharji thought. Okay.